Hello Collective. This is another timeless reading of the Devil series where the ego doesn't know if it's operating of light and or darkness, so wants to play a game. Bear in mind a few things while we get ready for the reading. Alright, I am Master 7th, aka 7th, that reads these energies for you. And if you'd like more information on what I do and how I offer them, the description box will have details for you. Alright? For some insight, I am a master healer that provides remote wellness and or tarot intuitive insights. Bear in mind there are other links within the description box to help you navigate this channel and gain access to my sister channel. All the content is timeless for your viewing pleasure. And remember that this is not a one-to-one reading. However, you may take the messages, however they jive and jimmy with your discernment, and leave the rest behind. I can already tell the assassin is coming out through the reading. Alright, again, for me, 7th the reader is contingent on to telling a story. Alright, and the story, for me, is an outdated story. However, I use the story that's quote-unquote outdated to tell this story. Alright, I am someone, if you browse below, I give a little bit of insight, not so much more to come, about how I've changed the game for the Major Arcana, because I am a Major Arcana frequency developer. Now, in the aspects of doing that, I want to tell the story in a little different way, so that's why I have traditional tarot in my hand, and you will see it in 99% of most of my content as of now. Okay, now for me to tell the story is to be a bit of what I love to be, which means a triggerer. Okay, if I know anything about my energy, I know that I trigger the fuck out of whatever says, oh, I'm triggered, oh, I'm triggered, ew, you're so triggering. Yeah, I know. Okay, I know. All right, so whether or not my ego and your ego is going to get along is kind of not the point. So that's good. All right, and so the point is, devil for me in this depiction of doing these so-called episodes for you in this series is to reteach a perspective. And sure, can we go down to many rabbit holes of different fucking stories that more or less want to paint at the same word? Sure, I'm all ears. Let's do it, okay? But it's been quiet and crickets around here, so that's totally fine with me too. However, in the meantime, I will continue to say the devil, for me as a reader in tarot, in traditional tarot, is the ego that doesn't know whether it's operating of light and or of darkness, so wants to play a game. So let's play this game. Oh, hell no, but the devil came out, and the emperor, and the sun, and the 2 cups, and the king of pentacles, and the ace of pentacles, and the world. You got me all fucked up. Not you, the narrative. Devil. You know, if people really were to talk about the things that have truly triggered them, I wouldn't be upset when people say you're triggering 7th. And I say, well, I'm a master healer. If you really trust me, let me trigger you and then heal you and then see what's up. And then let me tell you that, you know, if you love my energy, you want to give me a hug, or you want to, like, go out for a drink or something, you're also triggered. You just like the positive aspects of being triggered, so, you know, perspective. All right, Knight of Cups. Let's see the story. Let's hear the story. Damn it. Okay. Death card. All right. Let's see the story first. of Swords after the Ten of Swords? We have the Ten of Cups. We have the Nine of Cups and the Emperor. Alright, so let's get down to business. I don't got no time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town to shut shit down on these clowns. Can I get a witness? Alright. The television screen, from a cellular device to the actual computer screen to your little watch, anything with a 4x4 and possibly some 90 degrees angles within it. You know, not so much this, but 4 walls, because it's just circular. But if it has '90-degree angles, it's like you eating a plant-based diet of greens. Basic biology class would teach you that the cellular walls of anything that has chlorophyll is square. And because it's square, your body cannot digest it. That's why it's important to eat green things, so that way the green things, the molecular, cellular decomposition and breakdown of that of which it is you consume, can clean out your bowel system. So it's good to eat foreign things, because foreign things will flush you. It's good to get it along with something incompatible with you, so that way it can offer you something. Well, look at that. The devil became healing. Oftentimes we feel that the connection with God, whatever that is for you, is a connection of finite and finality. And that's where the devil is not fucking final. But it's fucking direct and being just as powerful as whatever your God energy is. So God energy is you ask and you get an answer. You might not like the fucking answer, but maybe because also half the time when you receive the answer, you're not seeing that that's the answer to the question, because maybe you're still busy asking the question over and over and over and over again, without realizing that this direct energy is giving you the answer every fucking time. So then ambiguous energy in the background is like, hey, what's up though? What's up though? Yeah, we here, punching, but I got a rhythm and a rhyme. You can't escape me, motherfucker. That's the devil energy. That's when sometimes you dance the boogie, the song, you're like, wait, why is this so infectious and my body is moving, but what did they say? And why is my body moving the way it is? This must be some devil's work. I don't agree. And some people are like, I don't subscribe. When their ego punches people with their philosophies of their godliness, of wherever they receive the message, by punching people with their ego into their faces like, no, this is the rule. This is the policy. This is the mandate. This is the law and order of justice. And then you have people literally in the law and order of justice on their phone, scrolling away. Badges and shit in their pockets, on their vessel, on their clothes. People are in line having to spend hundreds of money just to get some license in order to have the weapon, you know, or rules and regulations for owning a pocket knife, you know, just basic shit. And the people who are doing it, no offense for you, but at the same time, if y'all know my private life, I totally can speak shit on that. Is, you know, no offense if you are a police officer, but what's up with the scrolling? What's up with the scrolling? And I live in NYC. Okay, 9 out of 10, all of them are. And so we really want to be ass backwards worried about some devil energy when that shit is right there and you can't do anything about it. I was one time, let me tell you something, this is where I get so pissed. Anyway, I'm gonna try and tell you it's a story. I was once at a Port Authority in New York City, 42nd Street. And there I crossed the road, so I was outside, obviously I was near the vicinity. And I crossed the road, and while crossing the road, there was a homeless man, half naked, literally on the ground. He wasn't just standing there trying to cross the road. He was laying, more than 3/4 of his body was laying on the ground. It was like up like this, talking. In his zone, right? And I'm like, I can't be a bystander and not say something. So I turn around and I know that in the Port Authority there are officers. And I knew that a moment I would go up to them, it would completely defeat. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, right? But the mattering matters to the point of doing something about it, even if it doesn't matter. The mattering matters. All right. So the mattering matters is how I then executed things. I went up to the police officer. I was like, listen, I think you may want to know this, but there is a homeless guy literally like on the road. And he tells me that he can't leave. I should call the cops because he can't leave post. And his post is making sure that people get in line for the bus station. That's his fucking post. And he can't leave post. No. He could have. He could have left the post. But because it was a homeless person, I should call the cops. The contradiction of that moment was so wild to me that my higher self just kind of took over my body and made me like walk backwards because I was like, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna verbally get into an altercation with this person because I was like, do you understand the hypocrisy that just came running out of your mouth? You want me to call the cops while I'm talking to one. When you're right here, like 200 feet away, taking care of the situation, you can see it from your post, but you don't want to do anything about it. So why am I bringing this up? Well, I'm bringing it up because, well, we're so worried about the philosophical term of the devil energy when there are people in fucking sheep's clothes operate as a wolf. And it ain't a pretty wolf. Because I look at sheep. So I find that funny. I'm sharing that with y'all. Alright, Knight of Swords. So, what is the ultimate road to redemption? What is the ultimate form of solution? Who do we call upon? Who do we beckon forth in a time where we feel confused in what is what, but we sure as hell know our emotion. You know, we know our emotion is more or less contingent on that we want to protect that of which it is that we call our family, or what we love and what we protect and what we're here to serve as a purpose of giving and transactionalizing a state of harmony, a state of accountability, and a state of uniformity as far as an everyday is concerned, all right? How do I maintain all that while understanding that I'm a fucking frustrated individual and I'd like some goddamn answers? I'd like to work less and get more money, that is, I'm entitled to, right? I'd like to spend quality time with my family and have the time to do so and not be fragmented into different work aspects or everything else having to do with society and not the things that I want to really fulfill. I want to be, how do I do that? How do I get there. That road is more or less accepting that of which you think is scary, accepting the terminology of death, understanding that death is not finite, that there is a beauty in the woo-woo world, there's a beauty in the religion that is anti to yours, there is a beauty in the neighbor that you think you've hated, there's a beauty to the fact that the world seems to be contingent on so many fucking brackets of war. Yet come to New York City and get yourself a coffee and a bagel at a bodega, and then realize how the people that run that place come from the denominations where there is a fucking war going on, and you're like, wait, well, what do we do with that one? That's interesting, because I like my coffee. And I love the people who pour it. I love the people that I purchase it from. I like getting my stuff from there. And because I can, not only because I can do that and they offer me that commodity, there's no war. So does that answer with the problem where there is war? And how do we fix that without repeating the same bullshit over and over again? That is a very interesting question I've asked myself countless of times over and over again, while never being once very interested in the judicial term of politics. I always was like, what? It has a lot to do with the fact that I wasn't born in the United States of America. That has a lot to do with it. Where I was already triggered to be like, all right, okay, what does responsibility mean in that? At the same time, understanding what this land is made from and how it was stolen. Anyway. Seven of Pentacles. So some of you want to go back to your roots, which is always a great idea. All right, go back to your roots. Go back to your roots. The Hierophant and the Eight of Cups. Yeah, go back to your roots, because the roots will help you understand more or less the developments of why you think the way you do now. You know, you can challenge your viewpoint now of going back into your roots. And then having a relationship with that, being open to having the relationship with that, and knowing that you can have a student-teacher philosophical way of learning more about yourself. And then with it, maybe come to terms with a perspective of what healing is, because healing is a permission that you should have always come with choosing or decided to choose, which is choosing yourself. That it's not a sacrilegious thing to choose yourself, because you'd be surprised that the moment you choose yourself, how much your availability for others is then more unconditional. But you wouldn't probably know that yet if you're constantly in need of servicing others or in a need of being validated by others. It's not going to be fulfilled because, well, without it being validated, you're not going to feel content. And that's such an unfortunate way to kind of like not being able to put the cherry on top of your own emotional intelligence, because that's exactly the last piece that's missing for whomever is listening to this crowd. I mean, like, you're here, you're smart, you're intellectual. It's not about you going to school. It's not about the six-figure digit. You know, it's not about being a master of the trade. It's about whatever it's about. And whatever it is about, more or less, it's about you being human. And maybe being robbed of the human experience. And then while you're thinking about the human experience, why does it cost you so much to live within that human experience. And that's where the anger is coming forth, and just, it is coming up. All right, there. What's the term for this? Geysers? You know, the water shoots. It's coming. It's coming. I saw that. Saw that little fuck you. Yeah, it's coming. All right, the ethers of galaxy and Earth is taking all the pain of centuries, y'all, centuries, and saying no more. No more. And this no more isn't about you thinking it's gonna be all glitters and gold moving forward. Oh no. We're gonna let the glitter be the shit that you thought was gold be the gold for a while, so that you feel the treachery that Earth has felt from all this quote unquote wrongdoing. And why is this the quote unquote? Well, because this quote unquote wrongdoing has always been perfect for allowing the evolution to be what it is today. Earth never died. Proof in the pudding how shit can recycle itself. While we can be very contingent on the fact that shit has been around and continues to be around, but it seems to be getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Why? Because the siren is getting louder and louder and louder. And for those who have the eyes and the hearts and the souls to see, oh, it's getting loud, and it will become louder and louder to be able to shrink the shred of darkness that is real darkness that will swallow you up and make sure that you never become interested in the light. And ladies and gentlemen, that is not of devil's energy. Starts with an S, ends with an N. Be afraid of that shit. Alright, that's all I have for you at this time. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.